Hi Scorpio, it's Jen here from tarotspirit.net, here for your April 2016 tarot reading. Thanks so much for joining me and for all your support. Just shuffling to see what cards are going to come out here. And I forgot I was going to do this, so I already started the monthly readings, but some of the other readers are looking at who had the highest views from the month before and then doing them first, and you guys were my second highest, so I'm definitely going to make sure I pay attention to that next month. Thanks so much for your support. Oh, there are two. Okay, let's just jump right in. So at the bottom of the deck this month, we have the Knight of Swords. So this knights are about changes, and swords are about our thoughts. So this is a change in how we're thinking things, how we're approaching things. So this is the card underneath the deck. So this would be either something subconscious, something we'd like to develop more during the month, or just something that's influencing the situation that we might not realize is sort of being factoring into the current situation. So this energy is he's very decisive and thoughtful and articulate, which I'm not being at the moment. So, some people could say this is sort of a fast moving energy. I mean, it is an air sign, so air is fast as opposed to, earth, for example. But it doesn't have to be. I'm just noticing that Doreen has impulsive on here. I guess that's just the one caution you could think of, is just to make sure you are very thoughtful, and if you need to communicate something to make the change that you would like in your life, you can even practice on other people. I've done that before because I'm a Sagittarius, and I am very much the stereotypical blunt Sagittarian. So I have learned as I get older, finally, I'm slowly starting to learn to really be careful and thoughtful about how I communicate things in order to try to enact some sort of change, because, coming in and just blurting out, the truth, whereas I see it, is not really necessarily an effective diplomatic way to go about getting things done. Still learning it the hard way. So let's see what Doreen says. Seek out an intellectual solution to your problem. The need to act quickly and decisively, sudden or unexpected changes. So I kind of feel like, my friend's dad always said it's like what is it? I always want to quote quotes and I forget what they are. It's like prior planning prevents piss poor performance, something like that. So even if you don't know for sure something's happening, it doesn't mean you can't start preparing for it. Okay. Ooh, some major arcana. Wow. So right in the middle here, we have 4 major arcanas. So April should be a significant month. I'm actually going to read it this way because I think this is going to make a lot of sense. So the moon card would have been potentially the focus in March, or in something that had been in focus that is still influencing the situation, but sort of fading from being the main thing. And I love this progression because you have the moon, then you have the sun and the emperor. So the moon is an energy where we're just not, you can't even necessarily put your finger on it, but things are just feeling uneasy, a little confused. You're having trouble sorting out your feelings. It's like sometimes you just are in a funk and you don't really know why. And the things aren't feeling right. They're just not gelling. There's just a little bit of uneasiness, and it's uncomfortable. However, it's times like those, if you are pay attention to those feelings and that uneasiness that can give you clues to either something's not quite right here, and maybe I'm straying from my path, maybe this is the wrong direction. So it's a very useful card and very important, because if you listen to yourself and that uneasiness or that confusion, it can either motivate you to try to figure things out, or cause you to, reassess and maybe change your direction. If you think about people are like hot, warm, warm, cold. Like the moon's like that, okay, you're getting cold. You're away from where you really need to go, and it's time to recalibrate and set off and adjust your course a little. So let's see what Doreen says. Powerful intuitive epiphanies, letting go of worry and fear, understanding the truth of a situation, letting go of worry and fear. I love that. That's such a tough one. And the moon card, if you're ever outside when it's at night with the moon out, you ever notice how it distorts things? It can make shadows look very scary, and you just aren't seeing things clearly. But then in the morning when the sun comes out, then something that may have looked scary and distorted at night is just an ordinary object during the day when it's seen clearly. And this Knight of Swords energy, is really the type of energy to bring in, to cut away, the Sword cards cut away extraneous emotions and worries and sort of the story that we build into occurrences in our life because of our past experiences that may not really be a part of the current situation, but that it's just what we do. It's what we know. So we can only use our own experiences, and that sometimes can cloud and distort, like the moon, what's really going on. So this Knight of Swords is going to cut away all of that and get to the truth of the matter, the core of the matter, that which really is important. And then when you can do that, you're going to see things clearly. You're going to have the epiphany that they talked about in the moon card is going to come from the sun card. And you're going to be able to really make some good decisions and feel better about things, because that you really took the time to look at things really clearly and cut away the extra emotions and things that we were putting in the situation that really wasn't helpful or didn't belong there. So this card says plans that work out perfectly, amazing ideas that lead to rewards and commendations, gratitude for the blessings of life. So that's beautiful. And another way we can bring the sun energy in April, and I love the spring. I'm in the northern hemisphere. The spring, the sun, it's that time of year, is the emperor. So the emperor, being a leader in your life, making decisive decisions, and this doesn't mean being heartless or not thinking of others, but you need to put yourself and your well-being and your emotional health first. And you can absolutely do this by being assertive without being aggressive or not thinking of anyone else. But if you can clearly really be thoughtful and clearly communicate, using, that's the energy of the emperor. And really sort of be your own leader. And then other people will actually want to follow you, instead of looking at, oh, that person does something better than I do, or I wish I had that. I wish I had that. It's like you have amazing things going for you. So be confident and appreciative and secure in where you are, and know where you're going, and that you will get there eventually. And life's always a journey. You're never going to have everything. Well, maybe you will. That'd be great. Let me know how you do it if you do. But and just to be confident that you know where you're going. Let's see. Use logic and structure to increase your success. Get organized. A firm but compassionate leader. Yeah, so assertive but not aggressive. Then at the sort of crowning the reading here is the Seven of Swords. And I think this is the realization with the moon that has caused us to call upon our Knight of Swords energy to make some changes, is that we realized we weren't really feeling, it didn't really feel right. What we thought about the situation didn't feel right. There was just something not quite right. And this can sometimes be the card of when other people are behaving badly. Um, it asks us, okay, how are you going to deal with that? First of all, it cautions us not to get sucked into their bad behavior, which is so easy to do. But then it also asks, okay, how am I going to deal with this? Am I going to sit here and take it? Or am I going to be assertive? Maybe you just need to move on to something else entirely and just remove yourself from the situation. You have to figure out what works best and make that plan, that Emperor and the Knight of Swords plan to make your sun shine. It says there is a better choice, not seeing things clearly, running away from the truth. Okay, so that goes right with that moon card. But you've recognized that, and that's where this energy and the sun is seeing things clearly. So good for you. You guys have really, really listened to yourself and adjusted accordingly. So coming up is the Hanged Man, the energy of the Hanged Man. So anytime you're in a situation where, the knights are change, and even though this is a pretty quick moving knight, change can take time. So while you're in this period of manifesting things, adjusting your course, there is going to be, some downtime. It's rarely going to happen as fast as you would like. So the lesson of the Hanged Man is to use your time wisely. If you were hanging upside down, you could sit there and go, this sucks, I'm hanging upside down, I could be doing so many other things, get me down. You could just sit there pissed and stewing and stressed and angry. Or you could realize, I'm upside down, I'm here, there's nothing I can do about it at the moment, but I could potentially use this time wisely and consider my situation, consider it from other points of view, and make a plan, or just meditate and breathe and enjoy that I have to take a break and use it in meditation instead of barricading the fact that I'm not getting what I want immediately with like stress and anger. And so more of a card of acceptance. And in those moments when we allow ourselves to be still and present, that we can find enlightenment, which is the light, the halo around this guy's head. Let's see what Doreen says. Change the way you're looking at the situation. Embrace your uniqueness. A temporary pause in action. I like embrace your uniqueness. I think a lot of people, I know I'm one, it's like I think I have an idea and that's really good, and then I realize that a million other people have that idea, and I'm instantly, that spark of the Ace of Wands instantly goes out because I'm like, well, screw it, I can't, everyone has already thought of it, I can't do it. And I was listening to a podcast that had Barbara Moore on it, and she said, listen, everyone's had any idea you have pretty much many other people are going to have, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't work on it. It's those who are successful still work at it and bring their unique personality or creativity and make it, yes, it may be a similar idea, but it's their own. And so it's going to resonate with certain people. So, okay, I pulled 2 outcome cards. Let's see what these are. Oh, wow, very nice. We have the Page of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. So really grounding. So this calmness and centeredness and grounding and acceptance of the Hanged Man is really going to ground you guys in April. And so this confusing emotions and uncertainty that comes in with the Moon card, didn't you like that? Um, is going to end up in just feeling very solid. Now, you guys were making some plans to bring the sunshine and to lead your life. You were leading with purpose instead of reacting to things. You were going forward with action. So you could consider, this is, it says studious. This is very much a card of higher learning or learning. So you may say, okay, I'm not happy in my job. So I'm going to, and this is the kind of job I want, but I may not have the experience or the education. So that's part of my very careful plan, is to go back to school or get some training or take some classes. And it could be even online classes, mentoring, whatever is appropriate for what you want to do. So can also be an offering. It can be that you put yourself out there and you're waiting, for job offers or opportunities to come in. And this is an offering. This is health, home, spirituality, work, things like that. And very much a intellectual, studious card. Let's see what Doreen says. Studious, responsible, cheerful, mischievous. Happy news about your career, promotions, or scholarships. Well thought out plans that go perfectly. Needing a little push to get going. So try to be patient. That's the Hanged Man, to be patient. Use your downtime wisely. But this plan of yours is going to pay off. And then you get the Six of Pentacles, which is all about taking and giving and receiving. So you're going to get to a place where you're going to have gained so much wisdom from this experience you went through that you may even be able to mentor or help others. And that may be part of some of your what you're working towards, what you're trying to change. Or if you need help, allow someone to help you. Or if you can help someone else, help them. So you're in a really, again, this is a card of balance, a place in your life where you're feeling generous and open to, either generous to give or open to receive. Let's see what Doreen says. The good you do comes back to you, an unexpected inflow of money, borrowing wisely or repaying a debt. So I sort of see this as sort of going through your training and then making the money to seeing that investment, or starting a health program and seeing the rewards of that through, literally the scales of those weighing down and being more balanced with where you should be and where you want to be. More balance in the home. Just a real grounded feeling. So I'm going to leave it there, Scorpio. Thank you so much for all your support and stopping by, and I'll see you at the next reading. Take care.